I am so angry and offended and disgusted and revolted right now. But fuck me, I've got a video to do. So let's do it. I'm Renee Ritchie, and this is Vector. Millions of smartphone users confess their most intimate secrets to apps, including when they want to work on their belly fat or the price of the house they checked out last weekend. Other apps know users' body weight, blood pressure, menstrual cycles, or pregnancy status. Unbeknownst to most people, in many cases that data is being shared with someone else. Facebook. That's according to Sam Scherner and Mark Sakata, writing for the Wall Street Journal. The social media giant collects intensely personal information from many popular smartphone apps just seconds after users enter it, even if the user has no connection to Facebook. That's according to the testing done by the Wall Street Journal. The apps often send the data without any prominent or specific disclosure, the testing showed. What kind of apps, you might ask? In the journal's testing, Instant Heart Rate HR Monitor, the most popular heart rate app on Apple's iOS, made by California-based Azumio Incorporated, sent a user's heart rate to Facebook immediately after it was recorded. Flow Health Incorporated's Flow Period and Ovulation Tracker, which claims 25 million active users, told Facebook when a user was having her period or informed the app of an intention to get pregnant, the test showed. Real estate app Realtor.com, owned by Move Incorporated, a subsidiary of Wall Street Journal parent company News Corp, sent the social network the location and price of listings that a user viewed, noting which ones were marked as favorites, the test showed. And just like with the last abuse, the minute Facebook was found to be using Apple's enterprise distribution system as an end run around a banned iOS app, paying people, including teens, for quote-unquote research, but spying on them with root-level access well beyond any reasonable expectation, Google was almost immediately found to be running similar analytics, and others as well. Security analyst Will Straffic, writing on Twitter. Period Calendar, number 32 in health and fitness, 35,000 ratings, communicates often with Google Analytics. What data it sends is a bit harder to judge precisely because some of the content they send to appears to be obfuscated or in an odd format. My Calendar, Period Tracker, number 174 in health and fitness, sends more granular information to Google Analytics, such as mood and intercourse entries, as specific as whether protected, unprotected. Dot Fertility Tracker sends Flurry Analytics information about what contraceptive methods are used, if recently pregnant, and other bits of info. This occurs even if the age is set to be under 18. So why are the apps doing this? Because companies like Facebook and Google pressure them to. They bribe them to. And why do the Facebooks and Googles want this information? Because it helps them fill out their profiles and their shadow profiles. It helps them expand their social graphs. It helps them to better bundle us up, our data up, for all their harvesting and marketing and exploitation businesses. But honestly, it doesn't matter why the they're doing this. It is so absolutely abhorrent that all that matters, that it is egregious enough simply that they are doing it. We require app developers to be clear with their users about the information they are sharing with us. That's what a Facebook spokeswoman said in response to the article. When we hear of any developer violating these strict privacy terms and guidelines, we quickly investigate and, if necessary, take immediate action. That's what Apple said. What did Google say? Google, that runs one of the biggest data harvesting businesses, like Facebook, and one of the biggest software markets, like Apple, a Google spokesman declined to comment beyond pointing to the company's policy, requiring apps that handle sensitive data to, quote-unquote, disclose the type of parties to which any personal or sensitive user data is shared, and in some cases, to do so prominently. Apple has spoken more emphatically about data collection in the past. Back in 2010, Steve Jobs famously harangued Flurry Analytics on the All Things Digital stage.
One day we read in the paper that a company called Flurry Analytics has detected that we have some new iPhone and other tablet devices that we're using on our campus. We thought, what the hell? And the way that they detected this was they're getting developers to put their software in their apps. No customer has ever asked about this. It's violating every rule in our privacy policy with our developers. And we went through the roof about this.
Much more recently, earlier this year, Tim Cook wrote an impassioned open letter in Time magazine. Meaningful, comprehensive federal privacy legislation should not only aim to put consumers in control of their data, it should also shine a light on actors trafficking in your data, behind the scenes. Some state laws are looking to accomplish just that, but right now there is no federal standard protecting Americans from these practices. That's why we believe the Federal Trade Commission should establish a data broker clearinghouse, requiring all data brokers to register, enabling consumers to track the transactions that have bundled and sold their data from place to place, and giving users the power to delete their data on demand, freely, easily, and online once and for all. For now, though, Apple is sticking to policies, Facebook is sticking to deny, dissemble, deflect, and Google is either apologizing when they get caught or hiding and hoping our attention span is too short for them to face any real consequences. Privacy lawyers say the collection of health data by non-health entities is legal in most US states, provided there is sufficient disclosure in an app's and Facebook's terms of service. The Federal Trade Commission has taken an interest in cases in which data sharing deviates widely from what users might expect, particularly if any explanation was hard for users to find. Some privacy experts in the European Union who reviewed the journal's findings said the practices may be in violation of that law. For the sensitive data, companies basically always need consent, likely both the app developer and Facebook. It's incredibly disappointing, if not surprising, this activity isn't expressly illegal everywhere. Data theft is still theft, and this type of stuff happens so frequently, even with policies, even with fines, that the only way to stop it seems to be by making sure it's criminal. That if you fail to disclose what data you're taking and who you're sharing it with, you'll face charges. You'll go to jail. That the penalty will be so severe that if a founder, CEO, or developer even dreams of violating it, they'll wake up in a cold sweat, screaming to delete the code. And until that happens, the platform owners, Apple and Microsoft, and yes, even and especially Google, needs to hold every app and every developer accountable. Require them to disclose as part of the store page what data is collected and who it is shared with, in a place that's as easy to see as the compatibility and the parental guidance. For example, this app collects the following data, including how often you have sex and whether it's protected or not, and shares it with Facebook and Google. Then do deeper inspection to detect what, if any, information is being sent to the developer and any quote-unquote analytics they may be using, and if it doesn't match the disclosure, then reject their ass and their apps over and over again, or if willfully and intentionally deceptive, remove their apps and delete their accounts. And if any developer is in the least bit concerned that that would have a chilling effect on downloads or a deleterious effect on their business, then they absolutely, positively should not be doing it in the first place. They should close down their apps and get a life, or at least get a hobby. Like, seriously, try Skillshare. It's 20,000 classes in design, photography, technology, video, and premium membership gives you unlimited access to all of the high-quality classes, so you can learn to do something, noble. Just visit the link in the description and the first 500 of you get 2 months of unlimited access to over 20,000 classes for free. Act now and start learning today. Learning something you can actually be proud of doing. Thanks Skillshare, and thanks to all of you for supporting the show. There have been so many scandals, so many, and so frequently that it's easy to become numb to them, to normalize them. But they're not normal. They're so far from normal. I've quoted it before and I'll keep quoting it until everything changes. We're at the point with privacy now that we were with security back in the virus-strewn days of Windows XP. We, the industry, made a change then. We, the industry, need to make a change now. We, everyone, just need to find the will and attention span to do it. At least that's what I think. Hit like, hit subscribe, smash it with all your privacy-violated rage if that's what you want to do, and then hit up the comments below and let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching.